Hello everyone, it's Kay here, and I'm here today in response to the ultimate challenge. Well, I really don't like these things very much, so please bear with me. I'm not at all good at it, but anyway, the lovely Debbie Browne, bless her heart, lovely Debs, when I see you, I'm going to kick your beaty mum, has invited me to do this 10 question challenge that is going about, and apparently you have to nominate people following your own particular little thing, and hopefully they will then pick up the gauntlet and move forward and keep this going. So basically I've put down some things of prettiness to let you have something to look at while I waffle on, and we will hopefully move on from there, and I'll try not to drag it out too long because I do kind of womble my way through and get sidetracked. So anyway, to start, question number 1, what's your real name? Well, my real name is Kay Maud, as in come into the garden, and has been for some time. But there we are. How did you get your YouTube name? Well, basically, and this explains why I'm also not doing a face-to-face, I was a staff nurse for some 30 years, having trained in Exeter and qualified in 1978, and then went on to the community, and actually didn't find Facebook until my son got hold of me and decided that he would give me a name, and that name, because as a youngster I was always crazy Casey and that kind of thing, he said, and we always laughed about that with my mother. He said, well, what about Kazikins, Mum? And I said, oh, I don't know, it's a bit of a mouthful. And he said, yes, but it doesn't really matter because nobody's going to be able to put a face to you anyway, so you know, let's go with that. So then it became Kazikins 1 for my YouTube channel, because it was very important for me to keep my private life private, if that makes sense. Although you're out there and you're sharing things, any one of my patients and so on in the community wouldn't have to stumble across me on Facebook, or that, which would inevitably lead to questions and about their health issues and that kind of thing, which I really didn't want to get into. So in a nutshell, that is how my YouTube name came about, and why I don't show my mugshot too readily. Occasionally you'll get a wisp of hair, but in the main I don't, even now, I don't like my face in the public arena. Number 3, favourite craft. Well, I have to say it's a little bit of everything. I love all craft. If I'm watching something or someone on YouTube and I get that little, oh, I have to do that, I really do want to try that, that's precisely what I do. So it could be mixed media, it could be beading, it could be card work, paper craft in the main, but I also like working with lace and fabric, just really anything. I'm a bit of a dabbler, but I learn quickly and learn by watching someone else, like so many of us do. And so that is me. I just do whatever grabs my imagination and my attention, basically. My favourite shopping place for crafts, well, over the years it's been anywhere that sells crafts, and you very quickly come to realise that you're spending and accumulating and not necessarily using. You all know where I am, and so for the last, gosh, I don't know, 5 years perhaps, I've been a little bit more circumspect in what I purchase. I still tend to purchase online. Digikits and that kind of thing will always be Etsy, because I have favourite people that I follow there. Papercraft, well, shame on me, I really don't need any more, but you know, we do it, don't we? When something new is put out there and you just feel you can't live without it. And I do have a really, really extensive craft stash, because I have been crafting for 20 odd years, I would say. I found, I'm trying to think back to when I found decoupage, because that's what really kicked off the paper craft for me. I can't recall, it was a really long time ago when I was working with a good salary, and so I didn't hesitate if there was a current fad or a current trend or something that I set my mind on, then I would just go and get it. And you know, you get older and that you realise that you've probably bought a load of stuff that you actually didn't need, but that is the nature of the crafting beast as well. So if you're a new one out there and wondering how you're going to afford everything, my best advice to you is don't even try, because things come and go out of fashion so very quickly. And I have a load of things here in my stash that I will probably end up never ever using, because it seemed like a great idea at the time. And not everything is for everyone, but you tend to buy everything that you can afford when you first start out. So basically online, I would say. My top 5 crafters that I enjoy, well, I couldn't begin to go there, because there are so many really fabulous, inspirational people out there. Nina Ribena, Tmika of Scrap the World, Amanda Charlesworth, Scrimpingmommy, that's just naming just a few. Craft Creations, all the American ladies, BB Crafts. I just can't, there are so many. Sparkling Char, just so many people that I absolutely adore watching. And then of course you watch their channel and you look at the little adverts on the side advertising current videos, and there will be someone else, and you go along and you find them and you think, oh my gosh, I didn't see this lady before, and you look back over their work and there is some formidable talent out and about. Debbie Browne, who claims to be a novice, who is churning out when she gets the time, and I don't mean churning in a bad way, because she puts her heart and soul into every project that she does, but Debbie Browne is a classic. She does something, underestimates her worth, is very timid about putting it out there, but in actuality what Debbie does is beautiful. Then there's Siobhan, Button, Pearl and Lace. There's Avril, who is Popsy's Crafts. There is Beate over in Germany. I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds of people. Zizi Crafts, Marsha, I think I'm making my point here. I'm very enthusiastic about anyone that clearly loves what they're doing. There are very few people that put videos up on YouTube that don't actually have quite a passion and a belief in what they're doing, but also the crafting community. There's little snippets while I'm sat here and these names are just tumbling around in my head. So many lovely ladies, and I have to say, whilst I've been on YouTube for some 7 years now, I still have people that I go back to time and time again, because they are just the business. And if you want to, Wendy's crafting journal adventure, oh my word, Artymaze, who is an up and coming, suddenly wonderful journal maker, Etsy store, blah 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 blah. I've got to stop, because I could just talk forever about the talent that is available to everyone, and all it takes to be inspired is to enjoy what it is you're looking at. And if there's something that you don't like, for heaven's sake, people, because we hear it time and time again, negative criticism is so destructive. If you can't find something positive to say, then don't say anything at all. Nobody's sat there pushing your arm up your back and saying you have to watch it. People love to share. We love to inspire. We love to feel that we are contributing to a really rather special community. And that said, there is no room for negativity, because there is no way that doing anything that you love to do is wrong. Oh, I'm off my soapbox. Sorry, people. However, favourite colour has to be, excuse me, favourite colour has to be the more muted colours. I love earth tones, the browns, the greens, the oranges, the yellows. Then summer comes along and I love all the freshness that comes with that. I do draw the line, excuse me, I've got a bit of a tickle. I do draw the line at really, really bright colours, because to me, I find them quite intimidating. I can't see where I can go with it, if that makes sense. So I do like these lovely sort of colours that are in front of me here. Excuse me. Where does the love of craft come from? Well, from a very early age, I crocheted, I knitted, inspired by my dear mum. My granddad used to make jewellery and crochet jackets and that kind of thing. It's always been around me. And then, like I say, you get onto YouTube, you meet people in your personal life that all have huge things to offer, and your imagination just carries you hither and thither, picking up things. And I have to say, once I started on paper crafting, I have never ever looked back. I've always had other things to do, other things to enjoy, but it's been a constant onward forward motion of learning, and I just make like a sponge, I'm afraid, and I'm quite proud of that fact. You know, I like to feel that if something is put in front of me, I would have a try. It may not be perfect, but I would have a try and enjoy having a try, which is what the love of craft is all about. You don't just not try something new. When did I first start crafting? Long time ago. As I say, I've always liked to do things with my hands. I think I'd made my first crochet double blanket by the time I was 12. Always done stuff. I turned my sister, her husband and her 2 children into the Aran family, because I learnt how to Aran knit, and it went on from there. I just like to have stuff that is productive, and I still, after all these years, get a kick when I finish something that I'm pleased with. Favourite craft so far? Well, I can't. It's the same thing. The paper craft, but everything else in between. I really do have a very eclectic taste, like most people, and I enjoy getting into things and giving it a whirl. So I think that is the whole of the 10 questions. It's very hard to nominate people because people are very busy, but I would love to offer up Artymaze, Nina Ribena. Now these ladies may or may not take up the gauntlet, because as I say, they are extraordinarily busy. Artymaze, I'm writing them down so I contact them and let them know. Nina Ribena. I'm trying to think about who's done this already as well, because there is a wealth of people answering these questions. I'm going to say Marina Hopkinson, who is one of my ever so favourite ladies. Again, busy, so may not be able to do it. Who else? Scrimpingmommy, of course. Dear Amanda. Mommy, who is always up for the challenge. And I've got one more. I'd like to invite one of my American friends, because they are such lovely ladies. And there are so many that I am in awe of. I think I'll ask Tmika. Again, it might be a lady that is just too busy to take up the challenge, but you know, there's no harm in trying, is there? So I hope I haven't bored you all to tears. I hope that my love of craft is evident, because it is just such a big part of my life and my world. And with that, I shall say thank you very much for joining me, and good luck to everybody that is nominated. Do give it a go. It's actually not as intimidating as it first feels. Take care, everyone. Bye bye for now.